What's up? What's up? It's your girl, Dr. Tureka Lewis, otherwise known as Dr. Lou, your partner in success and progress. And I'm so happy to be with you on this Sunday evening, listening to a little good music, feeling a little good tonight. But I just kind of wanted to jump in and say hello. I've missed you guys so much. And I've had a lot of people that I've been going back and forth with about some hot topics. So I figured we hit at least one tonight. And I'm saying tonight, knowing that some of you are going to be watching me from other places where it may already be Monday morning. But for me, it is Sunday night here on the East Coast in the United States. And I have missed you guys, but let me get right into my intro, let you know who I am for those of you that are watching me for the first time. My name is Dr. Tureka Lewis. I am an educator, a coach, and a consultant, and I help people to empower themselves using knowledge, understanding, and awareness. And so thank you for joining me live and on the replay. Please make sure to jump in the comments really quickly and tell me where you're watching from or what your vibe is tonight, what your mood is tonight, because I'm really trying to connect with my peeps at some point and just kind of go back and forth about this if I need to, but basically share some thoughts that I have to get out so that my family will stop having to hear about it for no other reason. All right. So, don't forget to say hello. Don't forget to say where you're watching from. And as you've already seen in the title, tonight we're going to be talking about this topic that has become a much bigger topic than I thought it ever would be. And that is this bonnet drama. And I said, um, Monique, the comedian slash actress slash so many other things. She's a multi hyphenate, but she shared her thoughts on wearing bonnets out in public because of something that she experienced when she was at the Atlanta airport. And being a person who lived in Atlanta, the Atlanta area for quite some time, I know what she saw. And I really want to get into my thoughts on what she said about it. And I also want to tell you why I feel people are triggered and why there are some concerns, why I have some concerns as well about this whole conversation. So let me just give you a quick synopsis, and I will also probably tag her. If I don't tag her, I'll definitely put enough information in the chat so you can find it. But again, she went live on Instagram, and you can find her Instagram handle very easily. Right now, she's trending, and she basically addressed her babies. If anybody who follows Monique, you know that she treats us like she is our auntie, and all of us are her babies. And so she begins it by saying, I thought really long and hard about saying this, and I want to make sure, and these are her words, I want to make sure that I'm not saying this in judgment. That's how she starts the live. And then she goes on to say that she was at the Atlanta airport traveling for a comedy show that she's doing. Of course, that show got plugged in the live as well. Let's hope that it pulled a lot of traffic to that show, because I know a lot of comedians are just now getting out there again. But anyway, so she's at the Atlanta airport, and she mentioned that she saw lots of us in bonnets with blankets on. She said at one point, somebody quoted her saying arguments, but I didn't hear her mention having any arguments. So I don't know what that was about. And her question to the listener was, when did we stop respecting ourselves? When did we stop caring about ourselves and caring about our appearance? And boy, did the internet, did Black Twitter and every other platform get really hyped and give Miss Monique a lot of attention. Some positive, some negative. I'm going to tell you what I think about it in a minute. The overwhelming response was either negative, in my opinion, as in, who do you think you are telling us this? Or it was politely asking her to keep her opinions to herself or be aware that those are her opinions. But she later came back on social media and was talking about how she felt like people were trying to cancel her. And a lot of people came to her defense. I've had a lot of conversations. Apparently, people feel really strongly about this. And because Black hair is such a multi-billion-dollar business, it's no surprise that Black people take their appearance and in particular opinions about their hair very seriously. So it was a heated debate on all sides. Here are the two underlying themes that concern me the most as I get into what I think about it. All right. I think there are two things that we have to be very careful with that are underlying statements like this addressing Black women. No matter how much love we drench it in, there is still a little misogyny and a little racism in a statement like that. And what I mean by that is this. One of the things that we have learned to do as a culture, especially Black people in America who are several generations in, is we feel the need to dress up in our Sunday best to go everywhere. And a lot of people are probably going to tell me, well, they do it on the continent and all that other stuff, and that comes from our roots and stuff. And on some level, I would say maybe I could believe that that's true, but I don't think that that's the motivation for why we are so hard on one another here in America about that. I do believe that you dress for what you want to be happening in your life, for the circumstances that you want to create, for the status that you want to have in the community. I do believe that you should dress like that and that you should look like that when you leave. That's a good idea. I don't like saying should. However, that's usually not where this statement comes from. It comes from our belief that we have to show ourselves as worthy and presentable whenever we are out, in particular in mixed company. And I think that that's why so many people got triggered, because we're listening to a person that for many of us, we love her or we like her. And she felt comfortable enough to go on live in her robe to address us and tell us why we should never leave the house without our hair done. And we shouldn't be walking around the airport with blankets on. Now, let me just give it to you from the flip side. As a person who was borderline anemic for much of my life, I'm cold most of the time. It's just been since I got into the stage of my life where I may be beginning to experience a few personal summers that I don't have that problem. So I am freezing most of the time. The only way that you can regulate your body temperature and still be able to change it if need be once you change climates or once you get on the plane and it's different is to have a blanket. And being a borderline germaphobe, I don't want somebody else's blanket. So I could easily see myself having a blanket over me at the airport. I also feel like if I'm going somewhere and it's of importance, when I like what I'm going to do when I hit the ground is of importance, I might use the flight as an opportunity to rest up. So I might take a nap. I'm going to want comfortable clothes on. I might not be wearing my pajamas, as she mentioned, but I'm not dressing up for you at the airport. I'm not looking for a job. I'm not looking for a man. I'm not looking for approval outside of myself. So I may very well have on comfy clothes. If I'm traveling with my kids, I need them to be comfortable because I need them to go to sleep the minute that the wheels leave the ground. I don't want them awake if they don't have to be, because I don't need them stressed out over the flight. And I don't want to make that a flight that's stressful for everybody if they get turned up. So yeah, I want them to feel comfortable. So I very well may be comfortable myself. I've also flown in for business meetings. And if I know I'm going to be running the minute my boots hit the ground, I don't want my suit having the road on it, if that makes sense, or the air on it. Like, and I don't mean the air literally. I mean, I don't want my attire to reflect my travels. So I'm going to keep them on hangers somewhere or in a garment bag. And I'm going to change in a dressing room at the airport, or, depending on how I'm flying. But the bottom line is I'm not wearing that all the way there. I want to dress when I get there so that I'm fresh and clean and not creased in the wrong places when I go in to handle business. So, for those of you that are saying, you need to look the part, and that you see businessmen and women who don't dress like that when they're in the airport, I would say to you that I've seen just as many travelers that are not dressed for what they're going to do when they get there. That's just, and if I'm going for a vacation, I'm probably going to shower when I get there and get cute after I get there too. So again, I'm not trying to impress you at the airport. I'm trying to get where I'm going. I'm excited that I'm able to travel, and that's what I'm doing. And so anyway, there's that. And then there's also, I'm at a stage in my life where, and this is hard for me, I don't talk about it a lot, my hair is doing different things. I've heard other women say that they've gone through the same thing, but you're looking at somebody who used to wear her hair long for most of her life. And I was taught that it was important to take care of your hair. So when I started losing my hair in places and started having to cut it, there are times when I may just want to put it up or tie it up, but I still want to protect the hair that I have. Again, I'm not thinking about you. I'm trying to protect the hair that I have. So I would rather have a satin bonnet on my hair, even if it's under something, than to have my hair even with a scarf touching it. And no, I don't want to put bundles in it just for you at the airport, because some people can't handle bundles. My hair is going to come out in chunks if I put stuff in my hair. It does. I've tried it. And I say that to say, think about things like this before you make a blanket judgment about what a person is walking around looking like. And remember this, last but not least on that topic, not everybody wants or needs your approval. Usually when people speak on these types of topics, it's because they are very other centric. In other words, they're looking for the approval of others, and they think that they finally gotten to a status or a space in their life where other people need and want their approval. But just because that's how you operate doesn't mean other people operate that way. There are people who are perfectly fine going to the gas station or the airport or wherever with their bonnet on and their pajamas on. And let me say, the couple of times that I have run out of the house because I had to, I have had to just about beat people off trying to holler at me and with my hair not combed. And so that's to each his own. And I'm not saying that because we should be so worried about other people's about attracting men that we need to think about it 24/7. But I guess my point is, I've heard people supporting Monique and defending her, from Ricky Smiley to so many others, and they bring up, maybe you're looking for a job, maybe you need a man, and you're missing your opportunity. And to that I respond, part of the problem in our society right now is that we raise girls to believe that having a man is a prize and that they should always be aspiring to it. That is not the same thing as treating your man as the king that he is. It's just not. You're really telling them subconsciously that they have to work their way up to earning the attention of somebody outside of themselves. And let me tell you, that starts with a belief that you're unworthy. So guess what? They're going to spend their whole life trying to be something that they're not, thinking that they got to be that for somebody who's not worthy of that. And so I say that to say, again, plenty of women get hollered at all the time with bonnets on their head and pajamas on. I'm not going to tell you why, but why don't you ask a couple of fellas? They'll tell you. That's not what the problem is. And everybody's not looking for a job. And looking for a job from whom? Let me just say that. What if you don't need a job? What if you own your own business? What if you own your own means? What if you sell bonnets? I'm just like, there's so many ridiculous reasons why that is not as important as we are making it. And I just kind of wanted to put that out there. Okay, so, and then I remember I gave two major issues and I haven't really touched on yet, and that's racism and misogyny. I touched on misogyny a little bit. But let me just say, society has no problem telling women, and in particular Black women, what they should look like, how their appearance should be. They feel very comfortable doing that. And we need to be careful with that. We just really do. It's really condescending to tell somebody to get their appearance together in order to talk to you. That's not the same thing as telling somebody to dress like how they want to be treated. That's two different things. It really is. I know people are lumping that all together like it's not different, but that really is different. Because if I'm dressing as how I want to be treated, part of that is I'm trying to believe within myself that I'm worthy of that treatment. If I have to dress up in order to attain the title of queen, in order to acquire the title of queen from Monique, what you're telling me is to look for other people's standards. And it's just never going to work. All right. So anyway, I don't want to stay on too long tonight. I see there are a few of you on with me. I'm sure many of you will catch it on the replay. I would love to hear back from you guys. I got into some lighthearted debates with some people because I have people that feel very strongly that you don't leave the house looking any kind of way. And that your hair has to be on point, your makeup has to be on point. I'm a person who never left the house without, I didn't need a lot of makeup when I was younger. I didn't wear a lot of makeup when I was younger. I don't have on a lot now, but this is more than I used to wear. And I say that to say, you haven't seen me go live with just, looking like I had a rough day yet, because I have a thing about that. But that is my personal thing. And I'm doing it because of me, to boost my confidence, to remind myself of who I am. I'm not doing it for other people. The minute you start doing stuff for other people, what you don't realize is the people you attract to you are the people that are looking for something wrong with you anyway. And they're just going to raid around till your makeup falls off, till your mask falls off anyway, and find the things that are wrong with you. All right. And I say that to say, so the misogyny is in telling a woman that she needs to be dressed up at all times. The racism is that Black people kind of are taught to believe that we have to be dressed up and looking like our Sunday best, or we're not worthy of respect and attention. I don't hear anybody complaining about the Justin Biebers, the Hailey Biebers, and all these other people that go through the airport with their pajamas on and their hair looking any kind of way. You can't tell them they need a man because they're married to each other, or they got significant others. You can't tell them they're not going to have any money because they already got money. You can't tell them they're not going to get a job. They are the ones hiring people for jobs. So it's not really about those three things, is it? Or are you assuming that we all are in a situation where we need it? And why don't we assume that about other people? The bottom line is, my opinion is this. My personal opinion is this. Love yourself. Period. Just love yourself. If I see somebody out and about and they look like they had a rough day, my concern is making sure that they know that they are loved and cared about, not telling them to fix their hair. not telling them to take the bonnet off, not telling them not to wear a blanket. And I hope that that's what she intended. And I'll say it this way: most of us haven't quite worked on our ability to love ourselves as much as we could, and therefore we don't know how to love others. So her first statement was that she hoped that this would that she didn't want to say it in judgment. But I can't see how you're not judging me if you're looking at my hair and telling me that it's not okay with you for me to be at the airport where I paid for my flight already, and we both have just as much right to be there. So, to each his own. I do respect Monique's space to have her opinion. And those of you that are following Monique and she has the life that you want, by all means, take her advice. And I'm not saying it's bad advice. And I guess that's what it boils down to. I'm a never go to the hardware store for milk kind of girl. So that means that if I'm going to take your advice, it's because you have exactly what I want, or as close to it as I can tell that you have. And you can give me advice that's going to get me where I want to be in life. I don't see her relationship being a relationship that I want to model my relationship after. I respect her right. I hope and pray she's happy. That's great. So I don't need that information for that reason. Her career doesn't necessarily, that's not what I'm trying to do with my life. If that's what you're trying to do with your life and you want to do it the way that she did, or whatever her reasons are for telling you that, you look at her, you admire how she presents herself to the world, you want to be that kind of queen, then by all means, listen to her advice. But always find people who have what you actually want to get advice from, right? If your best friend never has a significant other in their life, then love them, let them be there for you when you're having a rough time. But you probably don't want to take step-by-step directions from them on how to get a man and how to keep one, or a woman, or whatever you're looking for. If your best friend is struggling with money just like you, then you probably want to get your financial advice from somebody else. It doesn't mean you can't love one another or help one another, but my point is, for those of you that feel very strongly about what Monique said, if she's your cup of tea, then by all means take her advice. If she's not, find somebody that's got what you want or can help you get to where you want to be. Listen to them. And if you don't love yourself, bonnet or no bonnet, it's going to show, and it's going to detract from anything great that you're trying to accomplish. And that's just the way that it is. So for those of you that are listening to me late tonight, thank you so very much. I don't see a lot of clapbacks in the comments, so hopefully you guys will tell me off later, because I'd love to go back and forth if you have a different opinion. Last thing I'm going to say on this topic, and then I'm out because I've got somewhere to be and I'm already late. And that is this. Remember that your health is actually more important than your appearance. And if you work on your health, it will make it easier to take care of your appearance, right? So if I'm eating right, drinking right, taking care of myself, my skin's going to glow, my hair is going to be healthy, all that other stuff. And I probably won't have to worry as much about it. A lot of the people that's got 2 cents to say about whether or not people are wearing bonnets out in public have evident health issues, and they're wearing them. So my point is, we all have a lot to work on. That's right here in our house or in our own backyard. Let's do that, and let's be supportive, because we don't know what other people are going through. Sister girl, if you were at the airport and you were mad at your man and you had a blanket around you, then I send you love. I ain't worried about your bonnet. And I would have came on here with a bonnet too, except I don't ever wear my bonnets on camera. So until next time, thank you so much for spending a little time with me. I am Dr. Tureka Lewis. I do have some great things coming your way very, very soon, and I will be joining you live every single weekend. I can't promise you it'll be early. You got to love me like I am. I'm a late night kind of person. I have a busy life because I'm a mom and a wife, and I'm trying to do so many other things to help other people. And so what I'm learning to do is give myself the same grace and love that I just told you to give yourself. So until next time, I'll see you soon. I love you. I believe in you. And for now, I am out.